Hello. So today, well, first off, I'm Whitney with the Witch Source. So thank you for being here and checking us out. We appreciate you. I do appreciate you. So today I'm sharing a simple money spell, and I'll start by showing you what I'm using. So I will be using our pot of gold ritual oil, our chamomile powder ritual herb, which, if you guys didn't know, chamomile is good for attracting money, and Angelica root, which is also good for luck and success, um, as well as money. So there we go. Um, I will be using our one of our little ritual spoons. These are also available in the shop. All of our products are available in the shop if you're interested. I also have ready to go 3 of our green ritual candles, and you will see how we use these. And I also have on deck here 5 green Aventurine stones for attracting luck and success and money. And then I'm also going to be using a moss agate as my grounding stone to help ground in and bring all of it into reality. Okay. So if you ever watch any of the lives on our Facebook page, when I do the live daily readings and free reading requests, I always talk about the importance of grounding. Okay. And grounding really is essential, but I feel like when you are taking your ritual and your spell work and you are actually grounding it down into reality, and especially grounding the energy so that the energy can take root, and start to grow and therefore become in reality for you, it does make a big difference. Okay, so I don't know, you guys can do some research on that if you're a little unsure, but it's been very useful and effective for me. And I also just have a $50 here. It is the uh, 200 years of freedom anniversary, um, 1776 to 1976 $50 coin here. And that's just for a bit of luck. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right on in before the sun starts to come down and creep any further into my workspace here. All right. So I've written out a little charm for my money spell. So I will read it for you guys so that you can have it. And I have written it with a green colored pencil. So again, pulling in that green. Okay. So the little charm goes like this: money now comes to me multiplied and increased times 3. All my needs are met and more. From the universe, abundance pours. My heart is filled with gratitude and glee. As I will it, so mote it be. Okay. So I hope you guys can give that little charm a try and see what you think. It did flow over onto the back side. Now, if you're doing this spell at home, you might want to write your name and date of birth on the back. Okay, but I just wanted to leave it open so that those who are here and joining and need it can receive as well, because there is plenty of abundance to go around, you guys. All right. So, of course, anytime you're doing spell work, I highly recommend that you get grounded and centered, connected. And then, of course, you want to raise the energy. All right. So when you feel good, grounded, connected, you have raised the energy. Again, if you are a person that prefers to work within a circle, you can definitely cast a circle first. I usually reserve circle casting for really big, sacred rituals more than just little spells and charms. But I do still call in the divine assistance, and I do like to still call in the directions and elements and raise the necessary power needed. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take my 3 green candles and I'm just going to hold them and really put my energy and intention into the candles. Okay. And I'm going to really focus and just zoom in, focus the energy, and I'm going to repeat my charm 3 times. Okay. Money now comes to me, multiplied and increased times 3. All my needs are met and more. From the universe, abundance pours. My heart is filled with gratitude and glee. As I will it, so mote it be. Money now comes to me, multiplied and increased times 3. All my needs are met and more. From the universe, abundance pours. My heart is filled with gratitude and glee. As I will it, so mote it be. Money now comes to me, multiplied and increased times 3. All my needs are met and more. From the universe, abundance pours. My heart is filled with gratitude and glee. As I will it, so mote it be. Okay. I'm just really feeling into the energy, locking it in. Just amping it up, right? And feeling really good, as well as going ahead and offering up the gratitude, tapping into that vibration and that energy of gratitude and joy, the glee um, from receiving and having all the needs met and having, the money come in. And that's the piece that you guys really makes a difference is tapping into the energy and the emotions of, you know, seeing it fulfilled, seeing it happen, feeling it happen. What would you feel? What would you think? How would you react? What's the energy you're going to have when the spell takes root and shows up, right? And the results happen. You really want to tap in that energy and give a lot of gratitude for it because that gratitude vibration is the vibration that you want because that's going to amplify the gratitude, right? So then you're going to start to see, and the universe is going to show up and provide you with more things to be grateful for. All right. All right. They feel really good and charged up. All right. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my herbs. And this is just, the thing that I like to do. Okay. So, you don't need a whole lot. Smells really good. And you guys, anytime you're working with herbs, please, please, please do your research, okay? Because there are toxic herbs out there, all right? And that's another reason as to why I always recommend, um, again, doing your research, but also washing your hands after you have done any kind of work with any kind of oils or herbs. It's always a good idea to wash your hands. And of course, you guys keep this stuff away from pets and children. Okay. So I'm going to drop my herbs and then I'm going to use my pot of gold oil and I'm going to anoint. And you guys, I love these because they actually come with the droppers. So it makes it really easy to use them. So for example, if you wanted to just use a tea light, like I've got one going over here, you could just use the dropper to drop on the oil. It just makes it a lot easier in my opinion. And it's less mess, right? So the oil doesn't, I'm not trying to pour the bottle and stuff go everywhere. Anyway, that was one thing that was important to me during the creation planning process of, creating these oils as well as making sure that they are supercharged. And you guys, I'm not using a whole lot of the oil, right? Like, if you've listened to Witchy Talk, the podcast episode, Witchy Talk with my sister Courtney, you know that we are all about using what you have and waste not, want not. That's really her her big saying, but it's true, right? Like you know, you don't have to, um, put a whole lot of money that you don't have into these things. Okay. But you can always make a plan to add these things in, right? When you do have the money, when the money comes in, like have a plan. What are you going to use it for? What are you going to do with it? All right. So I've got the oils, the candles, I'm sorry, anointed with the oil and they're rolled in my herbs. And now I'm going to twist them together. Okay. So I've got the three lined up here. I'm going to hold the top like so. And yes, it's messy spell work, but I love it because I'm like, yes, I'm getting crafty, witchcrafting. Okay, so I just twist and turn. All right, you guys seeing that? Okay, I hope. Maybe I should have, but it's just like a twist and turn. Okay, and I'm just gonna give it one more rousy dowsy roll in here. Get it good and coated again, and just get all the good stuff right. Yeah, feels good. Okay. You want to make sure your energy is really good, you guys, when you're doing this stuff. You don't want, like, if you really need the money and you're kind of in one of those desperate situations, you don't want that desperate energy creeping into your spell work. Okay. So you really got to make sure and really try to make sure that you're staying really high vibe, and that you're, because you want to attract. So if you are doing spell work in a desperate state of mind with desperate energy, what happens is you're going to create more more reasons to be desperate, right? And that's not what we're going for. Okay. Yeah. I like to add in the crystals because I love crystals and yes, my hands are a mess. And so I'm going to wash them after I'm done. Um, but I love to add in the crystals because I do love them. And so what happens is, what I'll do is I'm going to make a little grid, right? So I'm just going to kind of make a star shape with my stones. And what I like to do is then leave the grid running. So like if I've got multiple spells, I've got multiple little grids kind of spread out all over in my space. Because leave the grids running. For example, the Mercury retrograde spell that was just done. Um, that grid is still up and running and it's going to stay running through Mercury retrograde. And then once we get out of the shadow period after Mercury goes direct, then I'll pull the grid down, I'll clear the crystals, and then I don't need that grid running anymore. Right. So, but to me, it's just that constant reminder. Okay. Now I'm leaving that there for luck. I'm going to put my grounding stone over here and I'm ready to light it up. All right, you guys. Supercharged, feels great. All right, so give this a little go for yourself. You're welcome to use our products available on our website, thewitchsource.com. Just go to the shop. Or, you can use what you have on hand. Okay, so give it a try. Let me know what you think. Let me know how it works for you. So I just leave it. I'm gonna let my candles burn down. They burn fairly quickly, actually. And so then what I'm going to do with the remnants, right? Because we we do have a podcast. No, I'm sorry, not a podcast. It's a blog post. I'm sorry, on the website for spell remnant disposal. So in this particular situation, I'm wanting to attract something new in, right? Like I'm wanting to invite more abundance and money into my home. So what I'm going to do, not only am I wanting to bring in new, right? But well, okay. So there's multiple ways we could approach this. I'm going to look at this as bringing in new money and abundance, right? So what I'm going to do with these spell remnants, I'm going to take the paper and the herbs and any wax remains, and I'm going to bury them in the front yard. Okay. Now, if you don't have a front yard to bury them in, you can bury it in a potted plant. Okay, that's also an option. And preferably have that potted plant near a front door, okay, to invite the money and abundance in, right? Now, if you're doing, say, a spell for money, wealth, prosperity, Okay, we're going a little bit different angle, right? So we want to build up the wealth and we want to build up the financial um, wealth and stability and prosperity, right? So a little bit different angle because we're wanting to build wealth over time. That those remnants from that spout, I would actually bury in the backyard because I want it now and forever, long term, right? So I would start if I were you and you're needing some, money, fast cash, etc. I would start with this spout and I would bury it again in the front yard or in the potted plant. Okay. If you don't have either one of those, you can put it in a jar. Okay. And then you could put the jar in the center of the grid if you're using crystals. If you don't have the crystals, that's fine. Okay, you don't have to have the crystals. So if you don't have the crystals, put it in a little jar. If you don't have a jar, use a Ziploc bag. It doesn't matter. But then you can put it in a window, right? And invite it in, right? So um, if you are in a situation where you don't have like a front window to put it in, so like maybe you're in a roommate type situation, so just put it in a window in your room, okay, to invite it in, or you can temporarily hang it, tape it on the back of the door in a little baggie, a sandwich baggie, right? Make it your little mojo bag. We also, you guys, I haven't got them fully listed yet, but we do have available. Let me see, I can find some. Oh yeah, I love this one. We do now have these little mojo bags. So what you could do is, take your little paper, the wax remnants, the herbs, put them all in your little bag here, right? And then you can carry it with you and have it be your little lucky money mojo bag, right? So you can carry it with you, put it in your purse. Um, if you're a guy and you want to wear it around your neck, and keep it under your shirt if you don't want people asking questions, or put it in your pocket. Then you can take it back and forth with you, right? And if you're doing a money spell and maybe you're adding in, like, say you want to win some money with the lottery, for example, have your little mojo bag with you when you go buy the tickets. It doesn't hurt to give it a try. And then, keep your mojo bag by your tickets um, until it's time for the drawing, right? But we also have the blue one. We've got the black one available. I'm trying to show you. I love the blue one though. We also have a gray and we have the brown. Okay. So, make a little mojo bag, put your spell remnants in there. All of that's available. Also, you guys, I'll have listed very soon. We have these other little bags. They're a little bit cheaper. Of course, you can't put it around your neck, but we've got these bags as well, the little velveteen bags. There we go. So that's an option as well. So if you wanted to get one of those or a few, we've got different colors. So we've got black, pink, brown, navy, and blue. Oh, and gray. So, for abundance, prosperity, money, honestly, I think a brown would be good. Because brown is all about, again, getting grounded, getting rooted, calling it in, like bringing it into reality. So don't ever underestimate the color brown. I feel like it doesn't get enough love. It's actually a really good color, you guys. And if you're kind of wondering and starting to do your own spell crafting, if you'll go check out the shop and the blog on the website, again, thewitchsource.com. I have a candle magic post. So it'll tell you lots of options for the different colors, right? And we do have these little ritual candles available. And then also you can check out, our herbs and oils, and we've got the properties next to the pictures, so you can get an idea of like, oh, okay, well, that would be great for this. All right, you guys, it's burning pretty fast. Actually, it's more than halfway there. Um, so like I said, I'm going to bury these remnants, but I will leave the grid running, um, you know, until I feel like, intuitively it's good to take it down. So that's an option. You can definitely do that. And if you have a space, which I do a lot of spell work, so I use my plate a lot. This is my slate plate. I absolutely love it. It's perfect for, doing rituals and spells on. Um, but what I will do sometimes is I will move all of this to another plate. So I have wooden crystal grids that I use, or you can just use a regular plate. Like if that's all you've got is a plate, work with what you've got, right? And if you can leave it on the plate, for a week or a month or, however long feels right to you, right? Trust your intuition. Leave it up, right? So I could leave the remnants and the crystals gridded, like leave it all up for as long as I really felt like it needed to be going and just leave it on the plate. Another option that you can do is you could add a green candle, so a single one, right? So you could add a single green stick candle. You could do that, for 7 days if you wanted to make it a 7 day spell, 3 days if you want to make it a 3 day spell. Um, and then the other option is just to do one for add an additional single green candle once a week, right? So you could do it just once a week until, like, to refresh the energy, right? And to refocus your energy as well, until you feel like you get the results that you're looking for. So that's an option as well. Uh, please, please, please don't forget, one of the very best things to do is to keep a magical journal so that you can keep track of the spell work that you're doing, how it's working, if it's working, and if you need to troubleshoot, right? And the time frame so you can record the results. Okay, that's the big part. So make sure you leave space in the journal when you're journaling on your spell work to actually record the results, right? So, for example, what I would put in my magical journal for this particular spell, I would list all the ingredients I used, the herbs and the oils, the 3 candles that were green. I would write that down. I would list the stones. I would also, of course, write down the charm and that I'd used a green colored pencil again to do the charm to write it out. And then you also want to pay attention to what day, right? So you can note this in your journal. You want to make a note of what day you did the spell work, the moon phase, what time you did the spell work, all of those things, like what's going on with the planets. You can record as much as you want, and just really keep track. And of course, write down the date. Don't forget to write the date. So, for example, today is September 29th, right? So, if I felt like I got fast results in, like, say, a day, 3 days, a week, I'm going to go back and I'm going to record that. Like, that's awesome, right? Those are great results. If it takes a month, I want to make sure I go back and record, okay, this spell took, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month to see the results. Okay. And then you can kind of tweak. Like if you want to see it happen faster, right? So it works. You're like, okay, that spell worked, but I'd like to see it happen a little bit faster. I want to see the results sooner. So then you can go research and figure out, okay, what's going to accelerate, right? What's going to speed it up? And some good like speeding up factors are like cinnamon, ginger, those things kind of add swiftness to any kind of ritual that you're doing. So those are options that you can try. Um, but if you're good with just the abundance building over time, and let's say you get a result, right? So like you're wanting to pay a bill and you get the money in to pay that bill within a week, but you need more, right? You can either redo the whole spell or you can recharge the original spell, keep the grids going, right? Keep everything up and running and do an additional green candle. Again, recharging the energy, refocusing the energy, and amping it back up, right? So you want to just troubleshoot, see what happens, and then see if that worked for you, right? If the first one took a week and this one takes another week, there you go. Like, every time you burn a candle, you get a results in about a week. Um, and if you do that one week and it doesn't work, okay, it might be time to pull the grid down and redo the spell fresh from the start, right? And just start again. So that might be an option as well. So really just that's where the magical journaling comes into play. that gives you that way to know, get results, troubleshoot, tweak it, and just have a good working record of your work, your magic, your spells, what works and what doesn't. Okay. So we really advocate that here at the Witch Source, keeping track of and knowing so you know you're getting results. Okay. Because if you don't know, what's the point in doing spell work? If you do something, you forget about it, and then you have no idea if you ever even got the results, then there's really no business in doing the spell to begin with, right? We're talking about doing some serious spell work here. So we want to know we're getting results. All right. Okay. Well, it's gone out, so that's good. Quick and easy. Just like I said, they go pretty fast, which I like. All right. So actually, I'm just going to leave this, let the magic brew and sit. I'll probably leave it overnight, let everything just blend together and feel really good about it. And then when I feel like it's time, I'll move the remnants or move this whole grid set up to another space so I have working room. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy it. Please leave comments. Let me know if this was helpful to you, if you do it, if you get results. Because the goal is here for you to be magically empowered. That's what it's all about. Because the magic's in you. You are the magic. All right. So you don't need necessarily anybody else doing any kind of spell work for you. Okay. You got the magic. You can do it. Okay. And spell crafting and coming up with the spells, that's the fun part. So we really encourage a lot of do it yourself magic here. And we just want to provide the tools and the supplies, and of course, give you that energy boost so that you are in a good energetic space to do the spell work. All right. That's it for me, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, let me know. If you would, we would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you can follow us on Facebook, you can also join our Facebook group, The Witch Source Society. And we would love it if you'd also follow us on Instagram. All right. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time.